The green siren has gone dark in hundreds of communities, leaving employees and customers stunned by abrupt Starbucks closures. In cities like Toronto, closure signs appeared overnight, with no warning or explanation from corporate. Employees like Catherine Markina were given just days' notice, suddenly facing unemployment and financial uncertainty. The closures weren't limited to struggling stores. Even iconic, bustling locations like the flagship Seattle Roastery were shuttered. This sent a chilling message. No store was safe, fueling anxiety among remaining staff. For customers, Starbucks was more than coffee. It was a third place to meet, work, and unwind. The sudden loss of these community hubs left a void, disrupting daily routines and eroding trust in the brand. Social media filled with stories of loss and frustration, as people questioned Starbucks' commitment to the communities it once claimed to serve. The closures have left employees demoralized and customers searching for new gathering spots. Starbucks' reputation as a reliable, welcoming space has been shaken, replaced by uncertainty and disappointment. The question now, can the company regain the trust it so abruptly broke? Behind the closures is a billion-dollar restructuring plan led by new CEO Brian Niccol, aiming to reverse 6 straight quarters of declining U.S. sales. The Back to Starbucks strategy means closing underperforming stores, cutting corporate layers, and investing in technology and store redesigns. The goal: a leaner, more agile company focused on profitable locations and a revitalized customer experience. Over 1,000 stores will be renovated to recapture the cozy, inviting coffeehouse vibe that made Starbucks famous. The company is betting that cutting costs in some areas will fund innovation and improvements elsewhere, hoping to win back customers and boost sales. It's a high-stakes gamble, one that will determine Starbucks' future in a rapidly changing market. Starbucks restructuring means 500 North American stores will close, each one representing lost jobs and disrupted communities. Nearly 2,000 corporate roles have also been eliminated, hollowing out support teams and increasing pressure on those who remain. In cities like Toronto and Chicago, workers received abrupt notifications, forcing many, especially students and young employees, into a tough job market. Severance offers provide little comfort amid the sudden upheaval. The ripple effects extend beyond employees. Landlords lose tenants, local suppliers lose business, and neighborhoods lose gathering places. In Canada, where service jobs are vital, the layoffs highlight the vulnerability of retail workers to distant corporate decisions. The closures have exposed the fragility of what many saw as stable, community-focused employment. For thousands, Starbucks' promise of partnership and support has vanished overnight. The human cost of this corporate strategy is impossible to ignore. The closures have intensified tensions between Starbucks and its unionized workforce, represented by Starbucks Workers United. The union accuses Starbucks of targeting union strongholds, like the Seattle Roastery, for closure, calling it union busting disguised as restructuring. Protests and strikes have erupted, with workers demanding job security and fair negotiations. Contract talks have stalled, with both sides far apart on wages, benefits, and staffing. Starbucks insists closures are based on financial performance, not union status. But the union sees a clear pattern. The conflict has deepened mistrust, making progress difficult. For many workers, the fight is about more than jobs. It's about respect and the right to organize. Until trust is rebuilt, the relationship remains adversarial, marked by public disputes and legal battles. The outcome will shape not just Starbucks, but the future of labor rights in the service industry. Starbucks' leadership frames the closures as a strategic reset, not a retreat. CEO Brian Niccol argues that shutting underperforming stores is necessary to strengthen the company and invest in its future. Starbucks denies union busting, pointing out that most closed stores were non-union, and insisting decisions are purely financial. The company has announced a 2% salary increase for salaried employees and is investing heavily in store redesigns and technology. These moves are presented as proof of commitment to employees and customers who remain. Starbucks asks for patience, promising that short-term pain will lead to long-term gain. The Back to Starbucks plan is pitched as a bold course correction to restore the brand's relevance and profitability. Whether this defense convinces the public and workforce remains to be seen. For those still employed, Starbucks is becoming a more controlled, tech-driven workplace. New policies enforce stricter dress codes and ban personal touches like cup doodles, eroding the individuality that once defined the brand. AI-driven systems now monitor inventory and employee performance, increasing pressure to meet algorithmic targets. The company says these changes boost efficiency and consistency, but many workers feel stifled and constantly scrutinized. The shift toward standardization risks alienating employees who valued Starbucks' unique culture. The blend of creativity and structure that once attracted baristas is fading, replaced by a more impersonal, assembly line atmosphere. As Starbucks pursues operational efficiency, it may be losing the passion and personality that made its workforce special. The challenge: can Starbucks balance innovation with the human touch? Starbucks closures and new strategy are reshaping the customer experience and public perception. The brand's reputation for reliability has been shaken, as customers are forced to find alternatives and reconsider their loyalty. Store redesigns aim to revive the cozy, social, third-place feel, but negative sentiment from closures and labor disputes lingers. Ongoing union conflicts have tarnished Starbucks' progressive image, making some customers question their support. Independent coffee shops and smaller chains are seizing the opportunity, offering community-focused alternatives. Starbucks is pivoting from ubiquity to a premium, curated experience, a risky move that could alienate those who valued convenience. The company must balance efficiency with authentic human connection to regain its cultural status. The coming months will reveal if customers embrace the new vision or turn to competitors. Starbucks' future as a cultural icon is at a crossroads. Starbucks' upheaval is transforming Canada's coffee scene, creating opportunities for independent cafes and smaller chains. Displaced customers are discovering new local spots, fueling a renaissance in community-focused coffee culture. Former Starbucks employees are finding work in these growing businesses, bringing valuable skills and a new perspective on labor rights. Starbucks' recovery in Canada depends on authentic store redesigns and rebuilding trust with workers and the public. The brand's dominance is no longer guaranteed, as consumers seek more diverse and meaningful coffee experiences. This shift could lead to a richer, more vibrant coffee landscape across the country. As Canadians adapt, they're not just finding new coffee shops, they're reshaping their communities, one cup at a time.